following is an exclusive sports presentation on WZAC and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
It's time for another edition of Scott Skyhawk Basketball on WZAC and the Skyhawk Sports Network. Scott High School basketball is brought to you by
Stevens Auto Center. Come to Stevens for all the right reasons.
Your local Allstate agent, Liz Underwood. You are in good hands with Allstate.
Burnside Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of Danville.
Handley Funeral Home, serving the region since 1967.
Farrell and Hill Insurance Agency, insuring our community for over 75 years.
Boone Memorial Health, bringing medicine home.
Miller Brothers Pharmacy, your locally owned and operated community pharmacy.
Caldwell Insurance Agency. Let our family help protect your family.
Parker's Hardware. Shop where the local contractors shop.
Thornhill Auto Group, home of the Motor Mile of Thornhill dealerships.
And by Justin Brown Insurance Agency, your local State Farm insurance agent.
And now let's go courtside with all the action of Scott Skyhawk basketball. Here is the voice of the Skyhawks, Joe Linville.
Thank you very much, Mike Collins, and welcome to the Hawks Nest, where tonight the 0-1 Scott Skyhawks hosting the 0-3 Poca Dots. You know, that's unusual for a Poca team to be down. They had a couple of tight games in their season openers. They went on the road to Nitro, and the Wildcats hammered them on that one at 84-27. Then they hosted Clay County. They were in the game till late. I was told they kind of ran out of gas. Lost that game 73-62. And then Ravenswood the other night, they jumped out to a lead early, but Ravenswood came back and knocked off the Dots by a score of 72-51. For the Skyhawks, they have the lone game so far, the opener here at the Hawks Nest on Friday night. They were supposed to open against Winfield on Tuesday on the road at Winfield. Weather prohibited that game from happening, so the opening game for the Skyhawks was here at the Hawks Nest. Skyhawks played an outstanding first half, especially on defense. Doddridge County came in as the preseason number 6 ranking in Class AA, but the Skyhawks led the entire game right up until early in the fourth quarter when the Bulldogs outscored Scott 14-3 in the final quarter. The Skyhawks just ran out of gas, and hopefully they have made some adjustments and will be ready for tonight's contest. In that game, for the Skyhawks, I had one player, Riley McClung, was in double figures with 12 points at 3 threes and 3 from the free throw line. Also having a pretty decent game, Braden Lane scored 9 points, and Jace Watts, the sophomore, had 6 points. Anyway, Coach Ballard hopes the Skyhawks have made their turnaround and will get back in the game tonight. Skyhawks now coming out of the locker room and getting ready to hit the hardwood. We're running a little ahead of schedule tonight. Had a heck of a JV game here. The Skyhawks led Poca the entire game until late in the fourth quarter. Poca came back and actually took a 4-point lead, but the Skyhawks hit a 3-pointer from the far corner at the buzzer to win it by a point. So that was one heck of a ball game as well. We'll go ahead and step aside, take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with more action here from the Hawks Nest on the Skyhawk Sports Network.
Looking for top quality tools and supplies? Head over to
With Erie Insurance here at Caldwell Insurance Agency, I want to provide you with the best customer service available. I want to provide you with coverages that nobody else can provide you with, along with affordable rates. I promise you, when you come in this office, we will take better care of you than anybody else. Provide you with the best auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. I want our family to be able to take care of your family, and I promise you we will be able to do that here at Caldwell Insurance Agency.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, We'll get you home for the holidays.
For local produce, meats, dairy, baked goods, honey, jams, and unique artisan creations is now open every Thursday through Sunday. Brought to life by the Boone Memorial Health Foundation, Market on Main will be a place to shop local and even find events, workshops, and family-friendly live entertainment. Market on Main. Grow with us. Visit bmh.org to learn more.
The Handley Funeral Home has been committed to providing the highest quality of services to the residents they serve since 1967. Their compassionate staff is ready to serve your family at a moment's notice. Handleys provide a wide range of service to honor the wishes of your loved ones and meet the needs of your family. The Handley family is proud to be part of our community, helping families connect, honor, and remember. Handley Funeral Home, Danville.
Let's go back to the action with the Scott Skyhawks on Z92.
Welcome back to the Hawks Nest. We are getting ready for the introduction of players and our national anthem. And the Skyhawks will be starting the same five they started last week. And the Dots will be starting, looks like a freshman, a junior, and 3 seniors. So now we will have our national anthem.
Why choose Thornhill Auto Group?
It starts with selection.
10 quality brands.
All from a name you've trusted for years.
Plus, a great selection of pre-owned.
And don't forget, practically every vehicle we sell comes with Thornhill's Value Plus warranty.
It's coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy
at Thornhill Auto Group.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
With Erie Insurance here at Caldwell Insurance Agency, I want to provide you with the best customer service available. I want to provide you with coverages that nobody else can provide you with, along with affordable rates. I promise you, when you come in this office, we will take better care of you than anybody else. Provide you with the best auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. I want our family to be able to take care of your family, and I promise you we will be able to do that here at Caldwell Insurance Agency.
Under the head coaching of Michael McNeely. Getting the start tonight for the Dots. Wearing number 2, a senior, comes in at 5'10", Jack McClanahan. Wearing number 13, a senior, 6'0", is Peyton Cook. Also getting the start tonight is a junior, 5'10", wears number 11, Austin Gillig. Number 34, a senior, comes in at 5'10", Dylan Eitzel. And getting the number 5 start, Jacob Potter, wears number 50. He's a 6'2", freshman. That may be he's a senior, I'm pretty sure. I think the mark of the pen made a mistake on the score sheet. Now let's take a look at the starting 5 for your Scott Skyhawks. Getting the start tonight will be number 4, a senior, comes in at 6'5", Jeremiah Peanut Brown. A sophomore comes in at 6'6", wears number 30, Jace Watts. Also getting the start tonight, a junior, wears number 22, Colin Williamson, comes in at 6'1". Riley McClung, the point guard for the Skyhawks, wears number 3, a junior, 5'7". And number 5, a junior, 6'0", is Braden Lane. Head coach of the Scott Skyhawks, Sean Ballard. The Skyhawks come in, like I mentioned them a few minutes ago, 0-1. Poca comes into the game at 0-3. And now your starting lineups have been introduced here by the athletic director. And now we are ready to get things underway. The officials are already on the floor, ready to go. Skyhawks heading off to the bench. The dots on the floor making the jump tonight will be number 13, Peyton Cook, 6 foot senior. He'll be going against number 30, a sophomore, 6'6", Jace Watts. And now the Skyhawks have made their way to the floor. Skyhawks wearing white tonight. And the dots wearing gray, trimmed out in red and white. We're ready to get this one underway. The official out. There's the toss. The ball goes in the backcourt. And the Skyhawks, Peanut Brown picks it up, comes around to the left side, bounces it in off the glass, and just that quick, Colin Williamson has 2 points for the Skyhawks. Scott showing full court press. Dots up to the line, can't get it across. Now they get it across the line. Now they go into the right side of the paint. They bring it back out, put it into the hands of senior. Lost the ball. Peanut Brown comes up with the loose ball. Here come the Skyhawks once again. Colin Williamson stops outside the three-point line, kicks it back out to Watts. He'll take a jumper at the free throw line. Peanut Brown with the rebound, and he is fouled in the paint. Anyway, I think they called him for traveling, so ball turns over to the dots. Here comes Poca. Scott putting full court pressure on. They got the man hemmed in back at, and Peanut Brown steals the ball right out of his hand, kicks it down the floor to Lane, off the glass. 2 more points for the Skyhawks. Scott leads it 4-0, less than a minute into the first quarter. Brown almost had another steal. They sent it over to the far side of the floor. Poca puts the ball on the floor. Now they're trying to set up. Drives it into the paint, kicks it back out to Austin Gillick. Now, and Gillick will travel, turnover to the Skyhawks. Watts will inbound the ball for Scott. He'll send it down to Lane. Lane brings the ball across midcourt over to Williamson in front of the Poca bench. Then they kick it back out to Brown. Around the horn to Riley McClung in the left wing. Back out to Watts. Watts tries to get it around. Now Scott will bring it, try to work it back out. Lane brings it back out to reset. Riley McClung has the ball, sends it over to Williamson. Williamson at the top of the key. He drives it in, kicks it over to the far corner. Watts with the shot, in and out, rebound Scott. Williamson with the rebound. Lane drives it into the paint, kicks it over to Watts off the glass, and a whistle. And he'll get +1. Scott jumps out to a 6-0 lead, and that will send Jace Watts to the free throw line to make it an old-fashioned three-point play. Shot is up, and it is in and out. No good. And rebound comes down into the hands of, and a jump ball. It will go to Poca. Scott leads it 6-0, 6-11 showing on the clock here in the first quarter. Skyhawks putting on full court press and kicks it around. Gillick brings the ball. Now they hand it off into the top of the paint. Now they get it over to the right side. Number 13 kicks it back out to number 50. That is Jacob Potter with the first points for Poca. 6-2 Scott. Scott trying to get the ball into the paint. Jace Watts kicks it back out to McClung. McClung comes around the outside of the three-point line. Lane drives it in the paint. Off the glass, 2 more points for Braden Lane. He has 4 in the contest for Scott. Skyhawks lead it 8-2. Full court pressure once again being applied by the Scott defense. Potter brings the ball down the floor into the paint, and he puts it around, and another quick 2 points for Potter. He has all 4 of the Poca points as Scott leads at 8-4. Scott with the setup. Colin Williamson goes around, spins off the glass. It will go for 2 more. Williamson now has 4 points for Scott. Skyhawks putting the pressure on defense. Now they get the ball down the floor, and it's a wide open basket, and he overshoots the basket off the glass, and it will be a foul charged against, looks like number 24 Scott. That'll be Cam Elkins. First personal ball game. That will send Poca to the free throw line. Number 2 goes to the line. That is Jack McClanahan. He will score on the first one. 10-5. Skyhawks lead it. McClanahan warms up for the second shot. It is up, and it is good. Skyhawks hang on to a 10-6 lead. Here comes Scott. Down the floor. Into the far corner. Peanut Brown brings it back out to Colin Williamson at the top of the key. Drives it in the paint. Puts it up. It will not go. Gets his own rebounds. Ball knocked out of bounds from behind. Skyhawks will hang on to the ball. 4:40 showing on a first quarter clock. Skyhawks lead at 10-6. Colin Williamson inbound, sends it out to Brown. Right wing. Shot taken. Nothing but net by number 22 for the Skyhawks, Colin Williamson. Skyhawks up 13-6. Poca working the ball from the right wing. Now he takes it in the paint, kicks it back out to the top of key. Drives the ball in. Across the floor, Gillig has it in front of the Scott bench. They take a three-point shot, overshoots it. Rebound, Colin Williamson. Here come the Skyhawks once again. He'll go right, hands it off to McClung. Now they get it in the far corner to Watts. Watts turns. Colin Williamson from the corner again. A three-pointer by Colin Williamson. He is lighting up the nets tonight. He has 10 points already. The 16 scored for Scott. Bringing the ball down the floor is Peyton Cook. He's in trouble in the backcourt. Finally gets it across the line. He'll get it into the hands of Isel. In the corner, he's tucked up trying to make some moves. Drives number 2, and he will go all the way to the basket. A one-handed shot, and it will be Riley McClung committing the foul. That will be McClung's second personal on Scott. Once again, that sends McClanahan to the free throw line, and it is good for the first shot. He has 3 points, all 3 from the charity stripe. Second shot is up and good. 4 of the 8 points scored from the charity stripe so far for Poca. Scott hangs on to a 16-8 lead. Here comes Peanut Brown around the three-point line. McClung picks it up, sends it back out. Now they get it around the horn to Williamson. Over in the far corner to McClung. Off the rim, or off the backboard rather. And it will be Riley McClung coming back with a two-pointer off the glass. Skyhawks up by 10 with 3:02 to go in the first quarter. Poca trying to get the ball across midcourt. And Scott knocks it away. Riley McClung comes up with the loose ball. Peanut Brown in the far corner. Drives it into the paint. Into Williamson. Williamson off the fingertips. Rolls it into the basket for 2 more. Scott up 20-8 with 2:40 to go. Poca double team. And the ball is stolen by number 20 for Scott. That is Cam Elkins. And after a little scuffle on the floor, the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Poca's ball. Poca will inbound in front of the Skyhawk crowd. Poca inbounds to Isel in the backcourt. And it's stolen right out of his hands by Braden Lane. Lane brings the ball down the floor. He's at the top of the key, takes a three-point shot, in and out. It will not go, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Isel for Poca. Scott will hang on to control of the basketball. 2:16 to go in the first quarter. Scott has a 20-8 lead. Peanut Brown with the ball. Lane brings it around the three-point line. Comes over to the left wing, puts it into the hands of Cam Elkins. He'll put it off the glass for 2 points. Poca having trouble getting the ball down the floor. Now they finally get it across the line. Now they're Scott's double teaming every chance they get. Now they got Isel in the corner and block it away. Braden Lane comes up with the loose ball, cross midcourt, goes down to the right side. Peanut Brown turns off the glass. 2 more for Peanut Brown. Actually, that's his first points of the ball game. 24-8. Scott leads it with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Geilig with the ball. Over to number 50, McClanahan. Now they get it over to Isel. Back out to midcourt. McClanahan has it at the top of the key. Drives it in. Off the glass. Too much. It will not go. Peanut Brown with the rebound. Here come the Skyhawks. Over across the floor to Lane. He'll pull off the trigger on a three-pointer in and out of the rim. And it is Jace Watts with the rebound. His shot is off the rim. He'll knock it out of bounds on the rebound try. The ball will go to the Polka Dots. McClanahan will inbound for, that will be Jake Potter inbounding for the Dots. He'll get it into Gillig. Gillig brings the ball down the floor. He crosses the line at midcourt, center of the floor. They get it over the left side. 3-point, actually it was a 2-point shot. It's off the rim. It is Jace Watts with the rebound, sends it down the ball to Peanut Brown, knocked out of his hands by Gillig. Poca comes up with the loose ball. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. And it will be McClanahan with his first basket of the ball game. He now has 6. Skyhawks quickly down the ball. Peanut Brown with the ball over to Elkins. Around the horn to Watts. Watts brings it back around to the top of the key. Braden Lane has it at the top of the key. Kick back to the near side. It is knocked out of bounds by Potter. Skyhawks will hang on to it with 18.7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Skyhawks up by 14. Colin Williamson will inbound for the Skyhawks. Whistle blows. Looking for somebody. Lane gets it over in the left wing. Colin Williamson puts the ball on the floor. Kicks it back out to number 11, Tyler Hall. And he'll have his first basket of the ball game. And they get the shot off. It will not go. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. The score, your Scott Skyhawks 26. The Polka Dots 10. We'll be back after this break on the Skyhawk Sports Network.
When it comes to
With Erie Insurance here at Caldwell Insurance Agency, I want to provide you with the best customer service available. I want to provide you with coverages that nobody else can provide you with, along with affordable rates. I promise you, when you come in this office, we will take better care of you than anybody else. Provide you with the best auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. I want our family to be able to take care of your family, and I promise you we will be able to do that here at Caldwell Insurance Agency.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Scott leads Poca by a score of 26-10. Skyhawks coming away from their huddle with Coach Ballard. Poca now coming to the floor, and Scott will inbound to begin the second quarter. Colin Williamson was hot. He has 12 points already for Scott of the 26. Tyler Hall inbounds, comes around to Watts. McClung has it at the top of the key. Back over to Elkins. Now they send it back to the other side of the floor. Back to Hall. McClung from the corner off the rim. And it will be Potter with the rebound for Poca. He brings the ball down the floor. He'll go all the way in. Now they get over to the right corner. Now they'll send it back out to Gallagher. Over to the far corner now they send the ball. Potter has it over to number 2, McClanahan. He'll come in and a whistle, and that will go against Colin Williamson. That'll be his first personal. Team third foul. Going to the free throw line once again is none other than number 2, Jack McClanahan. He'll miss the first one. Scott hangs on to a 26-10 lead. Second shot up, and it is no good either. Skyhawks with the rebound. They come across midcourt. With the ball is Trenton Hager. Out to Watts. Back to McClung. Down to the corner to Williamson. He'll drive it in, kicks it back out. 3-point shot taken, and the ball is loose. Gillig comes up with the rebound for Poca. Dots bringing the ball down the floor is Gillig. Sends it over to the far corner, and it's punched away. Gillig, and it's stolen by number 22, Colin Williamson. He'll take it single-handedly down the floor for 2 more points for Scott. Skyhawks up by 18. Poca with the ball in front of the Scott bench. Over to the corner to Gillig. Gillig bounces into the paint. Now they send it back outside to Gillig in front of the Scott bench. Now he's got a little bit of operating room. Tucks it in, rolls it in, and a whistle. He kind of put the ball under his arm like a football, and I believe they're going to get Riley McClung once again on the foul. That'll be his second. Gillig to the free throw line. First shot is up, and it is good. Second shot is up, and it's good as well. Skyhawks hang on to a 28-12 lead. 6:18 to go in the first half. Tyler Hall back around. 3-point shot taken by Williamson. And Poca comes down with the rebound. It is number 2, brings the ball down the floor. And he traveled underneath the basket, McClanahan, and that'll turn the ball over to the Skyhawks. Scott will inbound, go the full length of the floor. Elkins will inbound. And the Trenton Hall threw the ball. Scott wasn't even ready for it, and it is number 11 getting the steal and 2 points off the back glass for Poca. Scott leads it 28-14. Williamson at the top of the key between the circles. He'll take it in. Kicks it over in the far corner. It is off the rim, and a whistle on Colin Williamson on the rebound. That'll be his second personal. Poca will inbound and go the full length of the floor. 5:35 remains in the first half. Scott hangs on to a 28-14 lead. Gillig with the ball in the right wing, drives it inside the circle. Now he kicks it back out. Now they throw it. It is Potter. Put a bullet on the ball. Nobody could hang on to it. Goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Skyhawks. Watts will inbound to Hager. Watts goes to the far corner. Gets it into Peanut Brown. He'll run it on the floor. A little jumper comes up short. Rebound. Potter for Poca. Gillig takes the ball down in the paint, drops his shoulder. He'll put 2 on a floater. 6 points in the ball game for Gillig. Scott with the ball. Right wing, kicks it down in the corner, wide open. Off the back of the iron, and after a little delay, the turnover will go. Looks like we've got a timeout. We have a 30-second timeout. Poca will keep it here. Recap a little of the scoring. Skyhawks lead at 28-16, 4:47 to go in the first half. In scoring, Colin Williamson has 14 of those 28 points for Scott. On the other end of the ball, 6 points have been scored from the free throw line. Potter has 4, Gillig has 6, and McClanahan has scored 6. And Coach Sean Ballard giving some instructions to the Skyhawks as they come back to the floor. Poca back on the floor and has control of the ball. Inbounding for Poca is Peyton Cook. Scott putting the pressure on defense. Now they get it back and forth. Now they get it across the timeline down in the left corner. Drives it into the paint. And a foul on Scott. That's going to go against Scott's Peanut Brown. His first. That will send Michael Overbaugh to the free throw line. First shot is up and good. Takes the ball and warms up for the second shot. It is up and away, and it will not go. Rebound, Scott. It'll be Cam Elkins with the rebound. Peanut Brown now has it. Top of the key is Jace Watts. He'll put it on the floor, drive it around. Kicks it back out to Lane, over to the far corner to Elkins. Back around to, and now Watts takes a three-point shot off the back of the iron, and it will be Poca basketball with the rebound. Here come the dots. Gillig cross timeline. He'll go left. Still has the ball. Goes to the left wing. Kicks it down in the corner. Now they'll kick the ball back to him. Gillig starts down in the corner. Stops, pauses. Kicks it back out to between the circles. Now they'll get it over to the near side. Now they'll kick it around the horn of the three-point lane. They'll go from left back to right. Now they get it in the floor, and it is number 12. He turns and spins, can't hang on to it. Scott comes down with the ball. Peanut Brown down to number 11, and it will be Scott missing on the short shot by Tyson Hall. And here comes Scott. Cam Elkins on the steal. Now they'll get it top of the key. Watts goes in, off the fingertips too much, off the glass. He gets his own rebound, goes back with it, and Scott will finally score 2 points. Jace Watts has 4 points in the ballgame. Skyhawks lead at 30-17. And a over and back called on Poca. The Scott defense prevailed, and Poca will be forced to turn the ball over to the Skyhawks. 3:03 to go in the first half. Coming up the half, we'll talk to Coach Sean Ballard about the matchup the other night with Doddridge County and a little bit about the games coming up for the Skyhawks. Riley McClung with the three off the front of the iron. Rebound, Poca. Gillig brings the ball down the floor. He'll go left to right over to the left wing. With the ball now is McClanahan. Back to Gillig. Gillig goes left wing, tries to drive it inside, kicks it back outside to Eisel. Eisel, down they'll send it around the horn down the too much, and it will be Cam Elkins with the rebound. Elkins will bring the ball down the floor. Riley McClung back to Elkins. Elkins puts the ball on the floor, sends it out to Peanut Brown. Watts with it now. Drives it in. He'll kick it over to Elkins, back around the horn. McClung has it at the top of the key. Now it comes out between the circles. Watts, Scott trying to work the ball in. Watts with a three-point shot off the back of the iron. It will not go, and the Dots get the rebound. 2 minutes to go in the half. Gillig with the ball, sends it over to the right side into the paint. Now they kick it back outside. Poca trying to work it in. A short, about an 8-foot jumper will not go. Skyhawks come down with the rebound. Riley McClung off the glass, too much. And Poca will come down with the rebound. Poca with the ball back down their end of the floor. Ball is knocked away by Scott. Poca hangs on to it. And it's number 34 on about a 6-foot jumper, Isel, with 2 points. Skyhawks lead it 30-19, 1:15 to go in the. And Watts goes in for the layup, and he's fouled by number 11, Austin Gillig, and that's the first personal called in the game on Poca. Watts from the free throw line goes in and out, bounces on the rim, and falls through. Good for a point. Some substitutions coming into the ball game for Poca. Watts now, second shot is up, and it will bounce off the rim, and it is stolen in the basket, and it's a three-point shot taken by Watts, and Gillig will come down with the rebound for Poca. And a whistle in the backcourt. It's going to be another foul on Riley McClung. And they are into the bonus, so Gillig will go to the charity stripe once again for Poca. Shot is up and good. Skyhawks up by 11, 1:04 to go in the half. Gillig's second shot up and good. Skyhawks with the ball down the floor. Brown with it. And it is stolen by number 2 for Poca. So over to the far corner, off the rim. Rebound is Quisenberry. Watts with it. Drives it down. Kicks it over to number 2 for Scott. And it is good for, that's Trenton Hager. Good for a three-pointer. Poca with the ball. And it is forced to cough up, and it is. And a foul on Watts as he goes to the rim. It'll be charged against Jacob Potter, his first. 25 seconds showing on the clock. Scott has a 34-21 lead. And Watts' first shot is no good. And the second shot is good. He's 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. Skyhawks up by 14. Poca. Skyhawks putting the pressure on. Poca gets the ball down the floor, pulls off a three-point shot off the glass, off the rim. Gillig with the rebound. They'll send it back outside, and it will be a three-point shot by Poca's. If you turn, I could see the number 5, Peanut Brown with the three-point shot at the buzzer. That was DeBoard with the three-point shot. We are at the half. The score, your Scott Skyhawks 35, Polka Dots 24. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with more after this on the Skyhawk Sports Network and Video Productions.
Why choose Thornhill Auto Group?
It starts with selection.
10 quality brands.
All from a name you've trusted for years.
Plus, a great selection of pre-owned.
And don't forget, practically every vehicle we sell comes with Thornhill's Value Plus warranty.
It's coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy
at Thornhill Auto Group.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
With Erie Insurance here at Caldwell Insurance Agency, I want to provide you with the best customer service available. I want to provide you with coverages that nobody else can provide you with, along with affordable rates. I promise you, when you come in this office, we will take better care of you than anybody else. Provide you with the best auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. I want our family to be able to take care of your family, and I promise you we will be able to do that here at Caldwell Insurance Agency.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. Put the phone away, or pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Starts here. So all of our you can complete.
And now back to more Scott Skyhawk Sports on Z92.
We are at the half here at the Hawks Nest. The Skyhawks hang on to a 35-24 point lead over the Polka Dots. Scott led 26-10 after the first quarter and got outscored 14-9 in the second quarter to bring us to our where we are at right at the moment. We're going to step aside for another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the head coach of the Scott Skyhawks after this on the Skyhawk Sports Network.
At Thornhill Auto Group, you always get more.
More selection, more brands.
Plus more of the people you know and trust.
With coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy at Thornhill Auto Group.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
With Erie Insurance here at Caldwell Insurance Agency, I want to provide you with the best customer service available. I want to provide you with coverages that nobody else can provide you with, along with affordable rates. I promise you, when you come in this office, we will take better care of you than anybody else. Provide you with the best auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. I want our family to be able to take care of your family, and I promise you we will be able to do that here at Caldwell Insurance Agency.
We had Doddridge County come in, very talented ball club, but the Skyhawks came out early and made a good charge, especially in the first half.
Yeah, we played well in the first quarter. They came out in man, and we were, I think they were a little bigger than us, but we were a little quicker, and I think we had some matchups we were able to exploit with our dribble drive, and we were getting to the rim and getting good open kick-out threes, and they went zone, and they had the big boy in the middle, made things difficult getting the ball inside, and really let them kind of extend their pressure on the zone out, and we got some good looks against it, just didn't make shots, didn't shoot it very well.
Yeah, I mean, in the first quarter, you outscored them 18-16, and you both scored 10 points in the second quarter. But then that second half, it was just like a different ball game.
Yeah, just and wasn't really a whole lot different from the mid first quarter to the third and fourth. X and O wise, it was just not making shots. It might have been a little bit of fatigue first true game, and a lot of it credit to them. They were playing good defense, making the looks we got tough, but just that's part of it. Some nice shots don't fall.
You had a couple days to regroup. You got Poca coming in. Poca struggling a little bit so far this season, but have you made any changes or cleaned up any of the mistakes you made in the first game?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we played well. We rebounded it well. We forced more turnovers, out-rebounded them, just didn't make shots. So, we shot a lot, but that's no different than what we always do. We shoot a lot all the time anyways. Just I think once these guys see some shots go in, they'll get their confidence back, and as the seasons goes on and we get a little more game shape in, I think fatigue won't be as much of a factor, and you'll see them knock shots down more than what we did Friday.
Watching game film, how do you feel that your team matches up with Poca tonight?
Yeah, so Poca's got a lot of really good players. Their record's a little deceiving. We know how gassed we got in the second half of the first game. Well, their first two games, they played back-to-back days, and they were up by 12 or 15 points in the first half, and then they kind of ran out of gas, second day on a back-to-back, and then there's Ravenswood's always good. They played them the third game in 4 days, and it was only a 10 or 12 point game on the road. So I think that 0-3 start could be a little deceiving. We talked about if our guys come in, not focused, ready to go, looking at the record, we could get beat. So we gotta be focused, go out and do what we need to do, and play the right way.
After tonight, you got another home game. Williamstown comes in on Friday night, and then the Herbert Hoover Huskies come in 2 days before Christmas.
Yep. So a couple more good games. Williamstown, really good team, year in, year out. I think they're rated 4 in the last poll. Doddridge was 5. So another chance to get a signature win that could help for postseason seeding. And Herbert Hoover, a AAA school, big school. I think they've only played one game. They played Shady last weekend. It was a 5 or 6 point game. So they're. I haven't watched them yet, but I'm sure they're another solid ball club. So a couple chances. Got some tough teams early in the year. Trying to make ourselves better and play good competition and figure out where we're weak early in the year so we can correct it and start playing good basketball.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much, Coach Sean Ballard, head coach of the Scott Skyhawks. We'll be back with more of our Farrell & Hill Insurance halftime report after this. You're listening to Scott Skyhawk Basketball on WZAC, WZAC925.com, and Video Productions.
Something fresh has arrived in Madison. Market
At Thornhill Auto Group, you always get more.
More selection, more brands.
Plus more of the people you know and trust.
With coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy at Thornhill Auto Group. At Thornhill Auto Group, you always get more.
More selection, more brands.
Plus more of the people you know and trust.
With coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy at Thornhill Auto Group.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here on WZAC and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
It is halftime at the Hawks Nest. Skyhawks lead it by a score of 35-24. Let's take a look at some of the individual scoring from the first half. First of all, for the visiting Polka Dots, Jake McClanahan has 6 points. Austin Gillig with 8 points. Dylan Eisel with 2 points. Jacob Potter with 4 points. Also scoring off the bench, Wyatt DeBoard has a 3, and Mike Overbaugh has a point from the free throw line. For the Skyhawks, all scoring is being led by Colin Williamson. He was hot, scored 12 of those 14 points in the first quarter. Also getting some points on the board tonight, Braden Lane with 4, Riley McClung with 2. Jace Watts has 6 points, 2 of those from the free throw line. Peanut Brown has a basket. Cam Elkins comes off the bench with a 2-pointer. Tyson Hall has a 2-pointer. And Trenton Hager comes off the bench with a 3-pointer. Score, Scott 35, Poca 24, and we are ready to get this second half underway. It will be Poca's basketball to start the quarter. On the inbound will be Dylan Eisel. He'll send the ball into Austin Gillig. Gillig has it in the backcourt. Crosses the timeline. He looks left, comes back, or looks right, comes back left. He's in the wing, gets it across, and it is stolen by the Skyhawks. Lane kicks it over to McClung. Back out to Colin Williamson. Williamson spins, drives it into the paint. Peanut Brown with an 8-foot jumper. Too much off the iron. Ball loose in the backcourt, and Poca will hang on to it. Gillig brings the ball to the left side of the floor, turns at the top of the key, sends it back across the way to Isel. Isel puts the ball on the floor, sends it down in the corner. Now they send it out to Potter. Bounce pass, and Colin Williamson comes in and steals it for Scott. He'll send it over to Lane on the right side. Now they'll kick it back out, reset for Scott. Williamson drives into the paint, off the glass. It will fall in for 2 points. Didn't look like it was going to stick, but it did. Skyhawks up 37-24. Full court pressure now. Poca gets the ball in the right wing. Potter has it, drops the shoulder, and a charge is charged against Jacob Potter. That'll be his second personal. He just dropped the shoulder and made a alley to the bucket, but they'll have to turn it over to Scott. Lane with the ball. Sends it out to Williamson. Williamson thinks about putting it up three. Hands it off to Watts. Watts comes over a little floater. Too much in and out of the basket. Rebound, Potter. Gillig brings the ball back down the floor for the Dots. Now they'll send it over to the far side to Isel. Back around. Gillig has it on the left wing. Now Gillig still has the ball. Sends it down in the corner. Brings it back up to the wing. Top of the, man. Shot taken by the far corner. It will come down. Colin Williamson with the rebound for Scott. Here come the Skyhawks once again. The black and gold has the ball. Peanut Brown from the three-point line. Off the rim. It will go out of bounds. It will stay with the Skyhawks. And you can hear some of the Poca fans did not like that call. Williamson will inbound. Sends it in to Peanut Brown. Hands it off to Williamson. Williamson at the free throw line. And a whistle. Traveling call against Scott. Poca will inbound. Full court pressure by the Skyhawks. Gillig across the timeline. Brings it right straight down the middle. And it is blocked from behind, and Colin Williamson will come down on a hard-fought rebound. Here comes McClung with the ball, top of the key, kicks it over to Brown, back around to Hager. Hager drives it in. That's correction, that's Lane who does a little hook, and Jacob Potter will come down with the rebound for the Dots over to the far corner. And it's blocked by Jace Watts. Peanut Brown with the rebound. Riley McClung with the three-point shot, nothing but net for Riley McClung. He now has 5 points in the ball game. Full court pressure being applied against by the Scott defense. And Peanut Brown and a timeout called by Poca's coach. He is not a happy camper over there. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. 5:12 remains in the third quarter. Scott has pulled out to a 40-24 lead here in the third quarter. Scoring by Riley McClung on a 3 and Colin Williamson on a 2. Poca is yet to score here in the first 3 minutes. Skyhawks will be back in the Hawks Nest Friday night as Williamstown, the Yellow Jackets, come to town to take on the Skyhawks, and they always produce a pretty good ball club. Then the Lady Hawks will be on the floor at West Virginia State University on Saturday. We'll be there. That game is scheduled to tip off at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon. We'll have our first broadcast of the Lady Hawks. They are on the road tonight at Chapmanville. Poca will inbound the ball between the Scott bench and the scorer's table across the way. Peyton Cook will inbound to Isel. Isel brings the ball across midcourt. He'll come to the left side of the floor. He still has the ball. Back out top of the key, sends it over to Gillig. He'll drive it into the left wing, and he'll travel. Turnover goes to the Skyhawks. 4:56 on the clock in the third quarter. Skyhawks lead at 40-24. Skyhawks bring it over to Peanut Brown. Back out to Elkins. Elkins drives it in. Back out to Williamson. And down in the corner, it's a three-point off the glass or off the rim. Peanut Brown with the rebound. He'll put the shot up, and he is fouled. Number 11, Gillig commits the foul. And that will send Peanut Brown to the free throw line. First shot up and off the rear of the orange ring. No, it will not fall. Brown, senior, warms up for the second shot. It's up, and it is good. Brown with 3 points. Skyhawk defense going to stay full court pressure. Poca will inbound. Gillig across midcourt, and it's blocked. Peanut Brown with it. He goes the length of the floor, off the glass. 2 points for Peanut. He now has 5 points in the ball game. Poca trying to get the ball across half court, and they finally do it. Now they get it over to Gillig in front of the Poca bench. He'll send it back around to Potter. Dribbles around behind his back, a little short step, will not go. And he will try to get the rebound from Colin Williamson. Potter steps out of bounds. Turnover to Scott. 4:07 showing on the clock. Colin Williamson with the ball. Crosses midcourt. Looks and heads toward the left. Kicks it over to Cam Elkins. Riley McClung with the ball. Now they kick it back out to Brown around the other way to Hager. Colin Williamson will travel right as he pulls the shot off the trigger on the top of the key shot for three-pointer. It will not go. Turnover to the Dots. And it will be Poca's ball. Now they go over and get the ball. Potter brings it in some trouble. Throws the ball way down the floor into the corner. It drives into the paint. And he'll lose control of the ball. That is Jacob McClanahan. Turnover to the Skyhawks. Williamson across midcourt. Gets it to Elkins. Sends it down to Lane. Lane brings it around the three-point line. Right to left. Now they give it to Brown. Hands it off to Hager. Williamson takes it, kicks it back to and around Scott. Scott keeps wanting to pull the trigger on the three-point shot, but they're not open. Now Lane drives it into the paint, kicks it back out. Elkins has it, and he'll go, brings it across the way to the other side, and it is a three-point shot by Colin Williamson. He now has 5 points in the third quarter. And Scott steals the ball from Poca off the glass, and 2 points for number 11, Tyson Hall. He now has 4 points for the Skyhawks. And they get the ball down the floor, and he stops, turns, almost lost it again. Potter has it, top of the key, puts the ball on the floor. Little floater, it will be too much off the glass. Scott will come down with the rebound. 2:30 to go in the third quarter. Skyhawks lead at 48-24. Colin Williams' shot and a whistle on the floor. And that will go. And a lot of changes. That goes against number 5, DeBoard for Poca. Scott will inbound the ball under their own basket. Elkins has it, sends it over to the right side. Lane off the glass. It will not go. He's knocked to the floor. Potter with the rebound. Potter sends the ball down the floor. Now they get it across the timeline in the right wing. And a little jumper across, too much. and it will be number 35, I do believe, coming back in with the basket for Poca. Top of the key, Lane pulls the trigger on the three. In and out, it will not go, and it will be Scott with the rebound. And a travel by Cam Elkins. Turnover sends the ball back to the red-white of Poca. Poca across midcourt. With the ball is number 22, Overball. Now he's in the right outside the paint, kicks it over to the corner. Now he drives it into the paint across the floor, pulls the trigger on a three-point shot. It will not go, and the rebound comes down for Poca. Three-point shot taken by number 22. It will go for the Dots. That is Overball. Scott shoots it, kind of knocked away from the back, and Scott comes up with the steal. It is Cam Elkins into Watts. Watts off the glass. Two points for Jace Watts. Skyhawks now hits the 50-point mark with a 50-29 lead. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. And they try to pass the ball on the floor. Watts sticks the foot out and deflects the ball, so they'll get Scott with kicking the ball. Overball will inbound for Poca in front of the Poca cheer section here in the Hawks Nest. Into the backcourt. On the floor with the ball is Isel. He'll send it across the way to number 11. In and out. It will not go. Rebound by Poca. Little floater. It will not go. And Lane comes down with the rebound for Scott. And he'll come down with the backward layup and score 2 points for the Skyhawks. And finally, with frustration, Overbaugh throws the ball off the leg of Cam Elkins in front of the scorers table. Poca will hang on to the ball. Potter with the ball. 22 seconds to go in the quarter. And throw a pass. It's deflected out of bounds on Scott. Poca will keep control of the ball. Poca will inbound down in the far corner under their basket. They'll send it into the backcourt. It is still loose, and it is coughed up, and Scott will come up. Jace Watts, he'll get his own rebound, turn, spins. 2 more points for Jace Watts. He's got 4 points in the quarter. Gillig. And Scott will foul Poca's Gillig. It'll be Braden Lane committing the foul. That's his first personal. But that will send Gillig to the free throw line for 2. First shot is good. Second shot is not good. So at the end of the third quarter, the Skyhawks lead Poca by a score of 54-30. We'll be back with quarter number 4 after this 1-minute break on the Skyhawk Sports Network.
At Thornhill Auto Group, you always get more.
More selection, more brands.
Plus more of the people you know and trust.
With coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy at Thornhill Auto Group. At Thornhill Auto Group, you always get more.
More selection, more brands.
Plus more of the people you know and trust.
With coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy at Thornhill Auto Group.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
92 and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
Back at the Hawks Nest, Scott hangs on to a 54-30 lead over the Polka Dots after 3 quarters of play. Scott will inbound to begin the 4th quarter. Jace Watts will step out and put the ball into play for the Skyhawks. He'll send the ball in to Trenton Hager. Hager sends the ball across to McClung. McClung back around to the right side of the wing. Now they'll go back the other way with Brown. Sends it over to McClung from the corner. It comes up short, and Poca will come down with the rebound. Potter brings the ball down for Poca. Now he'll send it over across the way to Eisel. Eisel sends it into the left corner to Gillig. Gillig drops his shoulder, and a charge against Gillig. Gillig that'll be at least 3 personals on him in the ball game. Now Poca putting on full court pressure. They'll get the ball into McClung. Back to Watts. Watts will bring the ball down the floor. He'll send it over across the way to Williamson. Back to Peanut Brown. Peanut Brown comes around, spins off the glass. 2 more for the Skyhawks. Gillig controls the ball for Poca across midcourt. Comes to the right side, underneath the basket, wide open. And it is going to be good for Eisel, his 2nd basket of the ball game. Skyhawks down the floor. Peanut Brown drives it in the paint, kicks it across to McClung. Back across to Hager. Shot taken, too much after on the shot. And now they're going to get Hager on a foul. Trenton Hager, he commits his first personal. 6:44 to go in the ball game. Skyhawks up 56-32. Eisel drives the ball down, turns, trying to find a open dot. Now they get it back out to Gillig at the top of the key. They'll send it around the left side. And a little long step in there going on by number 22, Overbaugh. And coming down the floor, Colin Williamson drives it all the way, puts up 2 more for the Skyhawks. Poca quickly with the ball back down the floor, drives into the paint, stops a little one-handed floater, and Peanut Brown with the rebound. Here come the Skyhawks. Over to the far side to McClung. McClung sends it back out to Watts, back out to Hager, fires the trigger on the 3 off the back of the iron. Peanut Brown with the rebound. Now they'll send it back out to Colin Williamson at midcourt. Williamson to Watts, back to Williamson, back to Brown, back around. Man, Skyhawks pass it quicker, and I can call it. Off the glass, Watts with his own rebound, puts it off the glass. 2 more points for Jace Watts. Gillig at the top of the key, looks, goes left. Sends the ball back around to Lett. Over in the far corner now comes Poca. A little floater, it will go for number 22, Overbaugh. That is his 6th point of the ball game. Peanut Brown, right wing. And it's in and out for Riley McClung on the 3-point shot from the right corner. Now here comes Gillig for Poca. Drives it all the way down, and a whistle is blown. And it's going to be charged against Scott's number 2, Trenton Hager. It's his 2nd personal. That will send Gillig back to the free throw line once again. First shot is up and good. He's only missed 1. He's 8 for 9 so far. Second shot is up, and it is good. Skyhawks with the ball quickly across timeline. Williamson into Peanut Brown. Off the glass, too much. Brown with his own rebound. Shot put back, and a foul is committed by Poca. And it looks like it will be number 10 committing the foul for the Dots, DJ Combs, first personal. Brown goes to the free throw line. First shot up and good. Brown only scored 2 points in the first half, already has 6 in the second half. Second shot up, no good. Rebound, Poca. Here come the Dots. Number 10 with the ball. Oh! And the player for Poca, DJ Combs, was charging hard, stopped, and Peanut Brown didn't. He was going up for the block and went over top of. So that is the second personal ball game by Peanut Brown. Over ball, we inbound for Dots. Now they kick it back out, send it around to Gillig. Back into number 22. Drops his shoulder off the glass too much. And Lane brings the ball down the floor after a Peanut Brown rebound. Back to Brown, over to Williamson. Williamson drives it in the paint, kicks it back. Now Lane has it at the top of the key. Sends it over to Williamson in the left wing. Williamson drives it into the paint, off the glass. He'll put a little floater up and score 2 more for the Skyhawks. Gillig cross midcourt. Takes about a 10-foot jumper, will not go, and rebound by Poca. And takes one from the top of the 3-point line. And a reach in from behind by Poca. And I believe that is going to be number 10. DJ Combs on his second personal. Skyhawks lead at 63-36. 3:50 to go in the ball game. Elkins with the ball. Sends it over to Williamson. Williamson drives it in the paint. Kicks it over. 3-point shot taken off the glass. And it is Cam Elkins with the rebound. Puts it in to Peanut Brown. Brown off the glass. And 2 more for the Skyhawks. Cross midcourt. Poca to the left side. Drives it in. About a 8-foot jumper off the glass. Brown with the rebound. Here comes Scott. Over to Williamson. Williamson can't hang on to it. Gets it back. He'll take the 3-point shot. Nothing but net. 3-pointer by Colin Williamson. He has racked up some points tonight. And Isel takes the ball down the floor into the left corner. Get it back out to Gillig. Gillig drives it into the paint. And now they'll send it back outside. 3-point shot taken in and out of the rim. Colin Williamson with the rebound for Scott. Down the floor to Elkins. Into Braden Lane. Off the glass. 2 points and a whistle. And Scott will call a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout. I would think they were out of 30-second timeouts by this point. 2:37 to go in the ballgame. Skyhawks leads this one by a score of 70-36. Scott has been much more productive on offense tonight than they were in the season opener last Friday night here at the Hawks Nest. If you get the opportunity, come down and cheer on the Skyhawks Friday night as the Williamstown Yellow Jackets come to town. We'll have the game here on WZAC and Video Productions. Tip-off time is scheduled for 7:30. And we'll have the Lady Skyhawks in action from West Virginia State University on Saturday afternoon. That game is scheduled to tip at 1:30. Here comes Poca with the ball down the floor in the right wing. Now they'll kick it back around into the paint. Little floater, and it's number 2 on the score for, that's McClanahan with the basket. Riley McClung with the ball, top at the free throw line, off the iron. Rebound, Poca. Here come the Dots. They'll send it inside. It is blocked out of bounds. On the shot was Blake Dillard. So Poca will inbound with 2 minutes, 2 seconds showing on the clock. Little floater, it's short, and Scott comes down with the rebound. They'll send the ball down the floor to Riley McClung. Riley sends it back in to number 12 for Scott. That's Nate Burton with the basket for the Skyhawks. Poca brings the ball quickly back down the floor. Comes to the left side into the wing. Now they drive it on in. A little floater off the glass. Too much. It will not go for McClanahan, and a whistle on the floor. And Coach Ballard making some more substitutions here with the Skyhawks. Burton will go to the bench. Quisenberry goes to the bench. Several go in. Poca will inbound under their own basket. 3-point shot by number 22 off the back of the iron. Coming down with the rebound for Scott is Nolan Williamson. Now they'll send the ball down to the right wing. Goes to Christian Vale. Now they'll kick it back around. Scott's number 33 at the top of the key. That is Remy Javens. Now they get it over in the far corner. They'll lose it. And turnover goes to the Polka Dots. 1:11 showing on the game clock. Here comes Poca with the ball across midcourt. Sends it in. Now they bounce it back out to the outside. Send it around to comes to the near side. Number 33 with the shot. It will not go. Rebound. Number 22 with the little floater back up. 2 points for Overball. And Scott overthrows. Poca comes down with the steal. They'll send it down off the glass. It will be number 12 with the basket. That is Dillard with his first 2 points of the ball game. And Scott will come down off the glass. And a charge against Christian Vale, and his basket will not count. First person of the ball game for Vale. A transfer from Van. 20 seconds. And the shot goes up. No good. Poca comes down with the rebound. It will go in on a underneath spin by number 22. Overball. He's got 6 points in the quarter. And that is number 1 for Scott. Christian Vale scores his first varsity points of the season with a 3-pointer. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back to wrap up things from the Hawks Nest. Final score, Scott 75, Poca 44. We'll be back with more after this on the Skyhawks Sports Network and Video Productions.
With Erie Insurance here at Caldwell Insurance Agency, I want to provide you with the best customer service available. I want to provide you with coverages that nobody else can provide you with, along with affordable rates. I promise you, when you come in this office, we will take better care of you than anybody else. Provide you with the best auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. I want our family to be able to take care of your family, and I promise you we will be able to do that here at Caldwell Insurance Agency.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
At Thornhill Auto Group, you always get more.
More selection, more brands.
Plus more of the people you know and trust.
With coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy at Thornhill Auto Group.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
There's something valuable, so your car or your home, you don't just turn.
Why choose Thornhill Auto Group?
It starts with selection,
10 quality brands,
all from a name you've trusted for years.
plus a great selection of pre-owned.
And don't forget, practically every vehicle we sell comes with Thornhill's Value Plus warranty.
It's coverage you can count on.
Come experience a better way to buy
at Thornhill Auto Group.
As the Scott Skyhawks knock off the Polka Dots by a score of 75-44. Let's take a look at scoring individually tonight. First of all, we'll take a look at the visiting Polka Dots. Jake McClanahan scored 8 tonight. Austin Gillig with 11. Dylan Eisel had 4. Jacob Potter scored, I'm showing he just had 4 points, and all those were in the first quarter. Wyatt DeBoard with 3 points. Blake Dillard with 2. Mike Overball comes off the bench, scores 10 points tonight for the Dots. And Ryan Lett had a 2-pointer in the ballgame. Taking a look at the scoring for the Skyhawks. Braden Lane with 8. Riley McClung with 5. Jace Watts with 12. Peanut Brown with 11. Coming off the bench and scoring tonight, Cam Elkins with 2. Tyson Hall with 2. Trenton Hager with 3. Christian Vale had a 3-pointer there toward the end of the game, and Nate Burton had a 2-pointer. But leading all scoring in this ball game tonight was Scott's junior Colin Williamson, 26 points. What a ball game for Williamson. That's pretty much going to wrap up our coverage tonight. We'll be back in the Hawks Nest Friday night. Tip-off time is scheduled for 7:30. Williamstown. The Yellow Jackets will be making the trip down I-77 to the Hawks Nest. For my counterpart tonight has been in the house, Butch Mounts. Thank you very much. Great job tonight. And I'm Joe Linville. We'll see you Friday night here from the Hawks Nest